Hello and welcome back for the Whisky. My name's Mark and this is another whisky review. I'm going to review the Scapa 10-year-old single malt whisky, an Orcadian single malt from the Orkney Isles. This particular iteration of Scapa was released in November of 2024. It replaces the previous whiskies, which were the Skyron, sorry if I butchered that, which was their unpeated whiskey, and then the Glancer, which was their peated whiskey. Again, both of them were at 40% ABV. This, however, isn't. This is at a remarkable 48% ABV. 48%. I can hear you say, that's actually quite good. It gets better because it actually tells you, I pull up the box here, on the side of the box, that it is non-chill filtered, which... Congratulations to Shivaz, who managed Scapa as part of the Scotch whisky arm of Pernod Ricard, who own the Shivaz Group and the Scapa distillery and distilleries such as Aberlour, in actually producing a whisky which has some integrity, because they could have quite easily have gone, let's release a 10-year-old, an age statement whiskey, and we'll make it 40%, 43% ABV. But no, they didn't go 46 either. They went 48%. So I think that the Shivaz Group and their parent company of Pernod Ricard should be, congratulated for doing that. That's unexpected. So yeah, that's quite good. So I picked this up from Amazon. I think it was £45, if I remember rightly, that paid. Masters of Malt are selling it for £55, the same as Amazon. However, the Whisky Exchange are selling it for £52.25. This does jump around in price, particularly on Amazon. I've seen it as low as £40, which isn't a bad price. So, as I say, it's non-chill filtered, 48% ABV. There is no colour statement on there, none at all. Doing a bit of digging around, it has been confirmed on the German bottles that it does have a colour statement printed on the box. So it is coloured. In terms of my transparency and value score, it gets 94.7 out of 100 for a average price, which sits at around $53.50, something like that, for an average price. So let's go ahead and pour it, and I'll give you a taste notes. The previous releases of Scapa, the Skyron and the Glancer, are no longer available in retail. I'm sure you probably see some odd bottles floating around on auction. They came in a taller bottle rather than this squat rounded bottle. On the nose, what do we get? Well, immediately it's malt, it's fruity. It's kind of a summer fruits almost, not berries. More, I don't know, maybe a touch of apple in there. Tropical fruit, perhaps. It's a American oak maturation. So you can quite imagine that you're going to get some caramels in there, maybe some honey, citrus. And yeah, you do get citrus, you do get a bit of the caramel. It's fresh, it's lively, it's very much a summery whiskey, this one. It's good for the weather that we're having. Yeah, the malt, I think the malt is actually more pronounced than I was expecting. I have tried this a few times, but it's always been maybe a second or third whiskey in a tasting session. Cinnamon is coming through there now. Yeah, okay, so on the palate, what's it like? That is almost apple strudel. You've got some stewed apples in there, baked apples maybe, cinnamon, sprinkled with some sugar. I'm not really getting the pastry element that you get with strudel, but I am getting vanilla. There's a touch of tropicalness coming through there as well. bit of spice, which would be the cinnamon, but a bit more peppery spice moving towards the finish, which is, it's just fruity and peppery. It's not particularly complicated. The mouthfeel is probably on the lesser side of oily. There is oil there, but it could maybe do with a bit more oil on the palate. You know what this reminds me of? A stronger Glenfiddich 12-year-old. It's not as pronounced on the apple as a Glenfiddich, but it's got that kind of a vibe about it. If I was to be given this, I would have probably said that this could have been one of Glenfiddich's travel exclusives, which I believe they've released some with a higher ABV. I could have been fooled into thinking that's what this is. There's no peat in this, there's no smoke. It's not like its more popular Neighbour, which has dominated the Orkney legacy, I suppose is the word, of whiskey. Highland Park, of course, have released over the last few years their cask strength releases, and their core range, however, typically sits at 43%, and they've always kind of dominated the market with regards to Orcadian whiskies. But Scapa have done a decent job with this one, and with the integrity of the presentation, the fact that it is non-chill filtered and it's a 48% ABV whiskey, which, by the way, is coming across. It is coming across a bit more hot than I would have expected for a 10-year-old. But that malt, it is actually quite nice. Would I buy another bottle of this? Honestly, I probably wouldn't, because it's all too familiar with a lot of these 10-year-old fully ex-American oak matured whiskies. I would definitely consider getting a cask strength version of this. It doesn't do enough, it doesn't excite me enough with something different on the palate. It's competent, very much. It's very competent. As I say, if you like the Glenfiddich whiskies, the 12-year-old, the 15-year-old, you would probably enjoy this. You'd probably enjoy it and expect that it's good value, given it's 40% ABV. There's no sherry, of course, which I think the 15-year-old may have in the mix. They do release a 16-year-old Scapa. I've not tried that yet. Maybe that's something for the future. I'll have to have a closer look at what that is. But no, I wouldn't buy this. But it is an enjoyable whiskey. It is tasty. It's too samey. I like whiskies that offer something unique, something different, something unexpected. There's nothing unexpected within the flavour of what this offers, but it is very competent. And as I say, if you enjoy the whiskies I mentioned, you will enjoy this. So thank you, and unbelievably no rant in this edition. Laters.